August 1st, 2013. We're having events at the building on the security camera. So I'm going to click on this and let you see what's going on. This is what's being recorded by our security camera. I'm getting a little moire pattern on here that's from recording on top of the screen, but you can see the flashes. Looks like balls or something flying all over the place. John, did you want to say something?
Yeah, very interesting. These balls will travel at different speeds, up and down, sideways and backwards, and sometimes they'll just simply float.
Okay, so let's go to another channel on this and see if it was happening someplace else. Yeah, this is over on the other side of the building. Oops, that one didn't last very long. Let's try this one. Okay, so here's on the other side of the building.
They will appear in huge numbers and all of a sudden vanish.
Yep, they just kind of come in these swarms sometimes.
It looks like it would be snowing out, but it's not. It's actually
Not snow.
clear night and
Not dust.
warm summer night. No snow going on.
Although we do have a lot of mist, and this night was misty. And I decided to go outside with my TV camera in infrared and record, and we're going to see what happened there. On the infrared from the security camera, we have a tremendous amount of activity. So I'm going out with my camera in infrared, seeing what's going on. This is the shed, and we do have a lot of rotations of sparkly little guys running around. It's very foggy out, except I can see the stars. So that's interesting. The fog is just low-lying here, but I can see the stars up above. So let's go and take this at different angles. Got a different angle here. Shed has the ray guns in it. Yep. Major rotations in there. I'm going to go to the other side of the shed where the ray guns point. So the ray guns are on my left. The light is from the neighbor's house. Let's move this a little bit this way. That's interesting, isn't it? I'm going to go around to the very front of it now. Bunch of potatoes right here. So I'm directly in front of the shed. Go up. There's some interesting forms. Very misty right here. I think we've got something happening in the mist. And one more spot I want to go to. Wow, the mountain here is just really, the ridge, I should say, it's very misty up here. And I did some alterations simply to the contrast, the brightness, and the RGB. And then slowed it down to 20%. And in the 20% we get an interesting flashing that's going on that you don't see in the normal. Then I took it down to 5%. And this is at a 5% speed right here. What are you seeing there, John?
I see a lot of movements and things going on there, and different configurations and pulsations. A very interesting looking water molecules, I think.
I think we're moving around the molecules with the frequencies.
Well, they would definitely contain the information and probably move around.
So this is at 5% speed. And I just took a short little piece out of this. This is when looking at the ridge. On the left-hand side, you see the edge of the building. And there's a bit of a ridge that happens.
And quite amazing. Different patterns and configurations, reconfiguring. I have to say that's
now we're
it's 4 cycles per second.
This is at a 5% speed right here. If it's 4 cycles per second or 5 cycles per second, then you've got to go up 20 times. So we're at about 100.
Yeah.
This flashing's at about 100.
About that.
So it's
really cool.
I'm wondering, you know, we've got some of these drivers that are put in the audio tones that go choo 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 choo, and one of them is at 60 cycles and one of them is at 100 cycles. So is it possible that what we're seeing here are the actual drivers, and we're seeing them in the infrared?
It's a possibility. It's it's very, for me, it's very hypnotic to look at because I see a lot of different things in it. I feel it's happening on a quantum level, not your standard electromagnetic area.
Kind of reminds me of Minnesota with the frequencies that we caught in the video that had frozen in the air and in the lake.
Yeah.
But now we're getting to see it live and moving. We picked up some of this in the Gulf of Mexico when we were there, but nothing compares. This is like 10 times as much.
Oh, absolutely. It's 10 times as much. It's amazing.
So let's go on here. We're going to be going into a 2% speed.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's go over the 2% speed and see what's happening. Now we slow it down even further. See, I think that this is just amazing.
Wow, that is quite different. How slow is that? How many?
So this is 2% of the original.
Mm-hmm.
So we're counting at how many pulsations? So you have to go times 50 speed.
Wow. All kinds of things in that.
Do you see how it's going? It's going on a pattern of down and up, down and up, down and up.
Oh yeah.
It looks like a shift that it kind of has like a pulsation,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll do a shift.
It's got cryptic patterns every pulsation. Like I see flower patterns, I see almost like benzene ring patterns.
I'm going to do a close-up on this. What section would you like to go close-up on?
This area here.
The upper right-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do a close-up on that. So now we are at the 2% speed, and we have gone in on the upper right-hand corner and blown that up. So now the right-hand corner is full screen. What are you seeing there, John?
I see a lot of almost like symbols of some kind, runes. Symbols like triangles, O's, zeros, squares, zigzags. Definitely one of the zigzags.
Could that have to do with the sawtooth?
Yeah, that's possible. I see, yeah, that is highly probable.
So that's on the sawtooth, that you're taking the frequencies and sending them out on a sawtooth?
Mm-hmm. Sawtooth waveform, RF. So this is quite cool looking here. You can see a lot of different things in here.
If you look real closely, it slowly shifts too.
Oh, of course, all of it shifts.
Well, it's flashing on and off, but then it'll do a slight little shift.
Mm-hmm. That's what it does do. That's a cool looking one. Yeah, see all different kinds of cool looking patterns in that.
Are these the patterns that you see when you're thinking of building the shield?
Oh, kind of like that. I view things in quantum physics realm, particle physics. Really cool.
We're back to the full screen now. We were looking up in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah.
It's interesting how it's all like pulsating together.
Well, it is kind of interchanging with one another, intermixing.
You think it's taking information from one molecule and giving it to the next?
Sure, that's a proven scientific fact in certain areas.
So we're giving information to these water molecules, and the water molecules are actually carrying with them radioactive particles.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're working with the water to eliminate the radioactive contamination.
Exactly. It's all interrelated.
Okay.
Really cool stuff.